we had the news in the last, 24 hours or so that the Marvelverse is back, albeit with Spider-Man, albeit only for not for very long. I think they've got it for the next Spider-Man film and then one other mystery Disney team-up one. What do people think about this? Do we need a Sony Spider-Verse or do we need a Marvel Spider-Verse, like a Disney-controlled Spider-Verse?
Hooray for capitalism, yay! No, I mean, like, I think genuinely Into the Spider-Verse was one of the best superhero films ever made. Like, it was incredible. It came out of nowhere. And it paid utmost respect to the source material while telling a new and interesting story. I think we need more films like that. Like, I mean, yeah, like, I love Tom Holland, an amazing Spider-Man. I think he's done a great job. I like seeing all the characters interact in the MCU films, but I think we're just getting really lazy. Like, I think that, there's, again, it's capitalism. Like, they know that we're going to pay big bucks to go and see, these big spectacle films with all of our favorite superheroes thrown in, but give me projects like Into the Spider-Verse, which were done out of pure love.
But that can exist alongside the Marvel, hopefully. I mean, that's the ideal situation. I think it was inevitable. They were bound to get it sorted out. It was just a matter of time. And I think everyone's pretty happy that that's the case. And as long as Sony are able to do their own thing as well, do interesting things like Into the Spider-Verse.
The actual, in the press release that announced the deal, the most intriguing thing for me was Kevin Feige saying that Spider-Man was the only hero who could cross universes. So it's quite clear, I think, that in that deal, they're like, okay, we'll let you have a Marvel Spider-Man film if you let us use Tom Holland in the Spider-Verse way. Especially if you think about Doctor Strange 2 is going to introduce the multiverse into the MCU.
Yeah.
So you don't need to cross both worlds. You just need to have each world be something in the Spider-Verse sequel and in the Spider-Man next film. That kind of feels where it's inevitably going to go because of capitalism, because Sony know they're onto a good thing and they don't want to let it down, and Marvel know they're onto a good thing because people bloody love Tom Holland. Yeah. You can't get rid of Tom Holland.
No, that's true.
And do you think with the Madam Web film coming out as well from the Sony side of things, that's going to kind of tie in the multiverse there? So we may see a hint of Doctor Strange kind of reaching across the boundaries with that, because of course Madam Web most famously is Madam Web. She sees all the Spider-Verse as one. Do you think that they'll use that as a bridge as well?
I mean, they could well do. It feels like that's getting a bit complicated where everything's going to be in the same world. So I kind of think they'll need to have Spider-Verse and the MCU just cross over with Spider-Man and everyone else sort of stay separate. Because otherwise you're just getting into one massive thing where basically you're just going to see the same films again and again, really.
Yeah. I mean, saying that, there would have been, like, a few years ago, I think we all would have thought Guardians of the Galaxy would have been too complicated to have in a mainstream film. So never say never, but, yeah.